After my video on how the Toronto Raptors remain successful without Kawhi Leonard, my main video was highlighting what contributed the most in the Raptors succeeding with Kawhi, and I spitballed a couple of names and never mentioned Terence Davis. Big mistake on my end. This was seen as criminal activity from people who commented, so just go ahead and lock me up in jail and throw the keys away. Anyways, I had to go back and look at games and focus on Terence, and he is a player who is very promising. He went undrafted in the 2019 NBA draft, 23 years old currently, and he looks very solid as an undrafted rookie. Originally, I didn't bat an eye on him, but looking at some Raptors games and the production he gave, there is something special about this kid. Before I start this video, if you like the content, please do like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps in boosting this content out to more people. This is a channel that is meant to spark a conversation around the league, and the more people in that conversation, the better. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Terence Davis is a 6'4", 205-pound shooting guard for the Toronto Raptors. He apparently told teams not to draft him in the 2019 NBA draft, and he found himself on the Toronto Raptors, motivated to show the world why he is a top rookie. I'll say this first about Davis: he doesn't play like an undrafted rookie. He went undrafted on purpose because he didn't want a two-way contract, and the audacity that he did this show me that this kid has a lot of guts and he truly believes in himself. He gambled on himself and he is producing. He is actually a really good player, and just by seeing him play, he has a lot of guts. He is also very mature as a player. 4 years in college tends to do that for a player. He played in the summer league for the Denver Nuggets and completely showed out, helping him ink a deal with the Toronto Raptors. This season, his rookie season, in 64 games that he played, he averaged 7.7 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists on 46.3% from the field, 39.6% from three, and 86.5% from the free throw line. His true shooting percentage is at 59%. He ranks number 1 among all rookie guards in true shooting percentage. These are very solid numbers from a rookie who isn't looked to be a main option on his team or is getting consistent minutes to produce. His per 36 minutes has him averaging around 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Now, his minutes and production has increased each month as the season went on until March, where, the entire world went to hell. If Terence did get starter minutes, he seems like he can get 18 to 20 points as a starter. I do expect him to get more minutes next season, but it seems like the Raptors are gradually giving him a taste of big minutes, then pulling him back just to get a feel of how he will be in that situation. Now, his biggest strength as a player is getting to the rim. When shooting near the restricted area, he is shooting it at 66%. He is really good at getting to the rim and finishing. He is really fast, quick burst. He has the ability to push the ball up the court and be a one-man fast break. He's also capable in playing with different speeds, very explosive as a player, and also very strong. He's around 205 pounds, and he is able to use this to finish efficiently. He can blow by opponents and has that tool of using his offhand to get by players. He's an athlete, like seriously athletic, so a good amount of his times, his drives are explosive and attempting to end it in a dunk. Any chance he gets, he is looking to dunk it on you. He is very active as a player on the court, a lot of energy from Davis on both sides of the court. I love players who play with high intensity and motor because they always find a way to be active even when the offense isn't flowing through them. This is what Davis is. He is always pushing the ball, trying to get to the rim, and he works well as an off-ball player. He never sits around and settles in a corner. He is constantly moving around the court and is able to beat his defender off the ball and score. His constant energy and motor allows him to fight for rebounds, and he is really good at grabbing rebounds and pushing up the court to score. He grabbed around 46 offensive rebounds and 171 defensive rebounds on the season. He is constantly active, looking to box out, and his athleticism helps him in winning rebounding battles even with bigger players. He is sneaky as an offensive rebounder because due to his leaping ability and constantly moving around the court, he finds himself in the right place at the right time to grab those extra boards. Davis also seems like he can be a really good knockdown shooter. He shot it at 39% from the season, attempting 222 and knocking down 88 threes. He attempts around 3 to 4 threes per game. He works better off of catch and shoot situations where he knocks down his threes at 42% on around 2 attempts. In pull-up situations, he doesn't shoot threes that often there, but there is some promise that he can be good at creating a three-point shot. He only attempts around 1 a game and he shoots it at 32%. But he has a really good tight handle, mixed that with his speed and agility, and he has the tools to create offense for himself. I do want to see a step back or pull back crossover, and overall just creating space, being more creative of how he gets to the rim, and creating his own shot and knocking down that three consistently off the dribble. He has shown glimpses and times where he has shot really difficult off the dribble threes, so I'm confident with experience and more playing time, he'll improve on his consistency. He has a really good shooting form. I really like it a lot. Good mechanics, and he is already confident to knock it down at a high level in catch and shoot situations. Majority of his threes shot this season was above the break, near the top of the key and left and right wing. He shot at 37% there, and in the right corner, he shot it at 64%, while in the left corner, he shot it at 36%. Overall, he is just above the league average around the court in three-point shooting. Davis has to work a bit more as a mid-range player. He basically has no mid-range game, not even a floater or something to work with around there. He's not comfortable taking mid-range shots. He's very inefficient when he takes mid-range shots. And yes, I know the mid-range is dead. The mid-range is dead. But working in the mid-range at least can make your scoring a bit more versatile. When working in the pick and roll, the mid-range shot can be an easy go-to shot if the roll man has been contained. Another problem with Davis that may hurt him as a lead ball handler is that he isn't that polished working in the pick and roll, which is a must basically for any guard in the NBA. His lack of a pull-up shot and at times not knowing who to pass to in these situations is a big weakness of him. He makes questionable decisions out of the pick and roll and doesn't seem to know how to effectively use it to his advantage. He is young though, and I believe experience and coaching and learning what to do with his mistakes on this end will help him grow better as a pick and roll ball handler. His nature as a scorer-first guard hurts his chances to be a potential lead guard. Davis isn't the best facilitator, and he oftentimes misses wide open teammates while he looks to score for himself. But it's not like he is all too dependent on working with the ball. His production as an off-ball player, offensive player, still makes him a very good player on this team. So there is upside there. He isn't a completely lost cause as an offensive player. His ability to get to the basket and potential as a shot creator, the defense will look to crack down on him more, and if that's the case, he has to work in becoming a more willing passer. Davis as a defensive player, he has a lot of potential in this area to become a really good defensive player. His defensive rating this season is 102. He has a really good feel in containing players, switches, and rotations, and being in the right place playing off-ball defense. He's always engaged and knows when to rotate around or help contain a player. When playing defense on the ball, he is very aggressive. He applies pressure to the offensive player, making it where they have to think twice before they make a play on him. He gets into the player, taking away that airspace. He has that ability to guard potentially the 1 to 3 position. He isn't by any means a lockdown defender. He has that potential, but I don't expect that from a rookie right out of the gate or in a couple of seasons, locking down the league's best players. He does have times where he makes questionable defensive decisions, fouling, biting on fakes, and much experienced players will tend to take advantage of him. But he is a willing defender, and stats, the eye tests, all show that so far he has the potential to be a great defensive player. Now, Davis projects to me as a polished two-way player in the future, a good shooter and a capable shot creator. His playmaking is questionable and he has to fix up some defensive habits. Nonetheless, Terence Davis is a promising young talent on a team of championship contenders, and with his maturity, he should be a key part in the Raptors' road to repeating a championship.